Good morning, guys. Check this out, huh? Let me get this thing straightened out here and we'll see what we got. This is an overlook near Lake LBJ in central Texas, and I'm on it. How about that? This is August the 4th, 2016. You're probably going to hear a little road noise because this overlook is right off of Highway 1431 that runs from Kingsland to Marble Falls, Texas. But what you're seeing right here now, that is Lake LBJ, Lake Lyndon Baines Johnson in central Texas. And what you're looking at there, that's where the Colorado River and the Llano River come together to form Lake LBJ. And that water tower you see right in there is the water tower for Kingsland, Texas. I can zoom a little bit, and let you look. It's really a scenic area. I'll pan around here in a minute. I'm just getting this camera adjusted a little bit. But over here you can see the little, let me pan back out a little bit here. Just a little bit. But there's a cliff there that goes down, and those are, of course, all lakefront houses. Now, those houses down there have been on this lake for years. Those goes back to, the early 1950s, some of them. But anyway, that is Kingsland, Texas there, straight ahead. And of course, it's not an incorporated township. It's just a little rural community. They do have a school. It's in the Llano County School District. But anyway, I'll just pan around. We'll do about a 180 here. And anyway, that's the Texas Hills back in there. Central Texas, USA. And this mountain we're coming up on here is called Pack Saddle Mountain. And the last battle with the Comanche Indians in Texas occurred right there on that mountain. They surrounded the Indians. The Indians were on top of the mountain fighting for their lives. And anyway, that was supposedly the last battle in Texas with the Comanche Indians. I've got a little tree here on my left. It's going to be in the way for a second, but I'll move my camera and we'll eliminate that poo-poo. Okay, then we get over here, and this is looking south. That's still Lake LBJ, and then further down that way you might be able to begin to see that's going to be part of Horseshoe Bay and into Marble Falls, because from here, from Lake LBJ, the Colorado River forms Lake Marble Falls, then Lake Travis, then Lake Austin, and then it continues on south to feed or to water the rice fields down around El Campo, Texas, and that area. And there's a lot of rice though, a lot. Texas produces a lot of rice. And but anyway, I'm going to pan on around here because the University of Texas comes to this area, this very spot, the geology department, and they go right over here. You'll see my Prius parked there. I'm not really all that good. The sun is just directly in our face here. It's just coming up over that mountain right there. But anyway, the University of Texas brings their geology department out here for the reason to study this formation right here, all the layers in the rocks. And I've seen them here in buses before several times. But anyway, if you're a geologist, that would be an exciting place to observe, because it definitely shows the layers of the earth and the strata, I guess you'd say. I'm not a geologist. I'm not going to pretend to be. But anyway, this is old Rusty traveling around. There's my lovely Prius. Love that car. And you know, they got all these fences here to keep people from jumping off. What I say is take the fences down and let the ignorant bastards jump. Shit. One less fool to have to deal with. So anyway, let me move my camera. I'm really good at this, aren't I? I'm really a videographer. I'm really good, I'm telling you. I'm standing in the shade, and I'll show you what I'm standing in the shade of in just a second. You get a kick out of it. But anyway, we're back to the Texas Hill Country. It's really pretty up here. I love it. The only downside is the summer times it's really hot. But from October all the way through the end of May, it's very, very nice. And the winters I love because they're mild, but every now and then we do get a little dusting of snow. And it is just freaking awesome, man. Particularly when you're retired and you can enjoy it, like me. Let me give you a little bit of a zoom here. So that's Kingsland, Texas there. And I'll pan on around this way. We'll do about a whatever. This comes on back around and we'll be back to the mountain here in a minute. But this is Rusty 78609, doing my thing. The Highway 1431 between Kingsland and Marble Falls is a busy little stretch of road, as you've probably heard. DWI, you can't afford it. That's more truth than fiction. Now I'm going to pause just a second. Okay, what you see there, that big granite flat rock is a monolith. You remember 2001, A Space Odyssey, where it starts off and it shows this monolith? But anyway, that's what that is. And on the side of it, it just says Lake Lyndon B. Johnson. But it's just a polished granite rock, commonly known as a monolith. Can't hardly say it. If you have a lith, you can't say monolith. But that's it, babe. It's just a smooth rock on both sides. There's no inscriptions at all. It's facing due east and west. Due east and west. Now, you got to know, as most of you, in fact, you could use that monument, if you mark the ground beneath it, you could use it as a clock. You remember the old sundials? You can use that because it is set perfectly east and west. And again, watch the movie 2001, A Space Odyssey, and you'll understand a little bit more about monoliths. But that's a big, that granite comes from a granite mine in Marble Falls, Texas. They have one of the only areas in the world where there's pink granite. That is pink granite, and believe it or not, I think I mentioned this in one of my videos before. I was in Mongolia in the Peace Corps in 1994 and 95, and they were building the Genghis Khan Hotel at that time. And guess what? It was being built out of, or they used pink granite from Marble Falls, Texas. Kind of made me feel at home. But like most things in Mongolia, they didn't have a lot of money, so it took them forever to get anything done. But anyway, I'll do a quick pan around and then we're going to end this thing. But that's back to Kingsland. Let me get over here on this corner. I'm good at this, right? Aren't y'all enjoying the crap out of this? It's just a thrill a second. Okay. Start with Pack Saddle Mountain right there. I'll zoom a little bit. That is Pack Saddle Mountain right there. And it's not much of a mountain, really. There's hills here. Probably the highest hill here is maybe 2,200 feet. That's about it. But, you know, you got rolling hills all in here. Makes it very scenic. at least to me. I like the hills. It's one of the prettier parts of Texas. I've lived in South Texas, East Texas, and West Texas. Never North Texas and Lubbock. Never lived up in that area. I've worked in that area briefly. And this is a good old Texas cedar tree here. Those trees, the Texas cedar tree, some people would call them juniper, same thing. They take up 5 times as much water as any of the other native trees. This was not a native plant. It was imported for windbreaks and shade for cattle. And what happened was, through the years, they have proliferated, and they suck up all the water and kill the other trees. They'll even get around mesquites and kill them. But so the easiest way to get rid of this stuff is you just cut it down. You can cut that tree off close to ground level and it will not sprout back. An oak and a mesquite tree in Texas, you cut them off near the ground, you haven't done anything. They'll just sprout right back. They're hard to get rid of. But anyway, here comes a guy in a boat on the lake. And that guy right there, I've seen that boat before, I know what he does. He dredges out lakefront areas to build boat docks, and that's his dredge boat there. You can't hardly see it probably, but yeah, and that's another thing. On this lakefront property, there's always somebody building a boat dock or redoing their boat dock. So if you have lakefront property, don't think you're going to have peace and quiet. You're not, because on the busy weekends, you've got jet skis running up and down here to drive you insane, and they've got, every one of them's got a stereo from hell on it. And anyway, I'm going to take this camera out just a minute. Zoom out. I'm good at this shit, ain't I? And alright, I got it. Okay, what I wanted to show you was right down here, and it's hard to do that. These are the lakefront houses right on the lake, right on the water. And again, these are some of the older homes on Lake LBJ. I'll zoom a little, let you look at the close-up of those houses. But those homes right there, not because of the home itself, but because of the location, you're looking at $1 million homes, okay, all of those, believe it or not. You might be able to get some for $750,000, but see, this is deep water and this is a constant level lake, and that's premium property right there. That is primo. But man, I don't know. I mean, I don't see any real benefit of it. There goes a guy in a boat. During the week, as you've probably noticed, there's not many boats on the lake, but God, does it pick up on the weekend. Let's see who this guy is. See if I can zoom up there on him. I've had a boat. And I've had 2 boats in my lifetime. A boat is a hole in the water that you throw money into. You got that? A boat is a hole in the water that you throw money into, because you can't come out on a boat. You can't. They have virtually no resale value, and they're expensive to operate. And now in Texas, you got to have all kind of you got to have an inspection sticker. If you go out on the lake, you better have all of your stuff, because there's more police on the lake than there are on the highways. And on holiday weekends, this place is nothing but LCRA police, which is Lower Colorado River Authority. They have their own police department, and how they got the authority, I do not know, but they have the authority to arrest people. Then you've got the sheriff's department. They have their boats on the lakes. And then you've got the game wardens. They've got their boats on the lakes. In fact, I commented one time to a guy that if you took all their boats out of the water, there'd only be 10 boats in the lake, But no, they get out there by the large numbers on the weekend. Anyway, this has gone on long enough. Pan around here for a finish. Now that I've got it in my hand, I can get up above the tree. Here comes the dredge, the barge. Those guys getting paid by the hour, you can rest assured they're in no hurry. There he goes, Mr. Dredge. It always looks to me like it's fixing to sink. I mean, because it's just, the water comes over the bow of it, I mean, it's just, I don't know how, but what they do when they get it in place, there's arms that go down and it comes up on the platform, and it's really pretty interesting to watch it work. Expensive? Ha! You better have deep pockets, baby. Deep pockets. Anyway, that's about it for me today on this video. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm getting back in the shade of the monolith. And check it out on 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's got something to do with religion, the beginnings of religion, and pretty interesting. So you guys have a great day. Thumbs up. This is Rusty on Lake LBJ, Central Texas, USA. Kind of poetic, isn't it? Thumbs up. Carpe diem. Adios. Bye-bye. How was that?